An 11-year-old kid can imitate any bird sound he hears. Let's explore this extraordinary ability on Journey Through the Awesome. So, according to CBS News, who just put out a video, this 11-year-old kid, Samuel Henderson, can imitate any bird sound that he hears. This is a skill that he has developed from an early age. He's only 11 years old, which that's an early age, but over the course of his life already, he's been able to imitate over 50 bird sounds. Actually, was it over? I think it was exactly 50. Who knows? But I'm going to be reacting to this video and discovering more about this incredible ability, and then finding out if I can imitate any animal sounds myself. Not to copy off of this kid's ability, not to make myself seem superior in any way, because that's not my intention, but only to see if I can do something amazing in my own way.
That is not a blue jay you're hearing, not a robin, nor a tufted titmouse.
I have no idea what any of those creatures are. That's how amazed I am. I'm already impressed because those are not animals that I can guarantee I encounter on a daily basis, and yet he can already imitate those. That is impressive.
I actually quite enjoy this.
As we first reported last spring, Samuel, who is autistic, can perfectly imitate 50 birds.
Look at this. This is amazing. So, 50 birds. That means that Samuel Henderson, this 11-year-old kid who's been able to imitate these 50 birds, would have had to go out every day since he was really young, younger than 11, discover some birds, hear their calls, hear their cries, hear their sounds, pick up on them, memorize them, and then perfectly imitate them. Use his vocal cords to imitate them like a mime, but like with sound, because mimes don't. Whole thing with mimes is that they're quiet. They're also very creepy, and I'm glad I have never had the misfortune to encounter one. Ah, mime, get out of here! I think it's awesome that people are capable of doing stuff like this, that we can see or hear things and we can imitate them and then perfect them in our own ways and come up with these unique ways to express ourselves. And we'll see more as we go into this video. So let's get back and see how he's been able to do this.
What's the hardest bird to do?
Probably the barn swallow.
How's that go?
Now that is an incredible skill. People say that typing is difficult. People say that writing in cursive is difficult. People say that memorizing multiple languages is difficult. Do you realize how difficult it is to go out into the woods and memorize bird calls? Do you realize that? I've never even done it. And I know that it is more difficult than all of those skills combined. Not really. I'm not trying to create that little flame war in the comments. Stop. Chill. Okay. It was just a joke. It was just commentary. It didn't maybe not made sense to you. Okay. Flew over your head like a bird. Ha 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 ha. No, nobody's laughing. That was terrible. I'm sorry. Birds don't actually fly. They just defy gravity. Okay. Their wings don't actually do anything. Their bodies just float above the ground because gravity isn't real. You know, our planet just creates these magical waves that birds use to swim above the sky. And if you believe that, you will believe anything.
Some people say that I swallowed birds.
But you haven't swallowed any birds.
No, well, chickens.
Okay. The kid is a born entertainer.
So he can imitate bird calls and crack jokes? This kid is incredible. We should all be inviting Samuel Henderson over to our house to have dinner with our families. This is the type of kid that you bring on expeditions to make everybody laugh, and then to help with knowing which birds are where. You could take him out into the forest or into the jungle with a group of archaeologists or bird experts, and then he could recognize all of the calls of the birds and then signal to everybody else, oh, there's a elephant swallow that way. It's a bird the size of an elephant. It actually looks exactly like one. It just has wings. That's pretty creepy. I wouldn't want to see that out at night. It comes at you and then it just keeps flying towards you. You imagine how fast that is? Elephants are fast on their own. They deceptively fast. And then it just comes on you and then it just crushes you underneath its big feet. The elephant swallow. And it swallows you because that's in the name. Swallows you with his big nose. Just looks all kinds of wrong.
Samuel needed to spread his wings, so to speak. So he took to the stage. At first, the other kids didn't know what to think.
I was like, what is this?
This is a bald eagle.
But as he continued and laid his passion bare, jaws dropped.
This is awesome. This is the type of person, the type of kid that needs to be praised for this. You know, I'm not saying that play favorites with people over others, especially if you're a teacher, if you're a parent, if you're somebody who has multiple kids as a parent. You know, don't play favorites, but this is the type of thing that, you know, we should be supporting. And I know that a lot of people, as somebody who has some condition that many of us may describe as a disability, I feel like the way in which we perceive people who perceive the world differently from ourselves can vary. Some people can react positively, some people can react negatively. But I think overall, if we all just understand and respect that people in this world have different skills and unique talents and traits that make them who we are, then truly we could, you know, we just respect each other. We could just move along, you know, like a wave and not like a tsunami about to go out and just crush everybody. You know, we could just move like a worm, not a snake. Because snakes are scary. Maybe. You know, some snakes are actually pretty cute. Some garden snakes, they're pretty small. Those ones are pretty cute because they can't kill you. But the ones that are gigantic and have the huge fangs, those ones can do some damage. I am going to try my best to imitate some animals myself. Not just birds, but animals in general. And we are going to see how well I do. Not to make myself seem good. Actually, I think I'm going to be quite terrible at this. But to make Samuel seem like a better person compared to me, which he definitely is. He has hair. That means he's gotten incredibly far in life. I have no hair, which tells you that I have hit rock bottom. Okay, so first on the list we have a rattlesnake. Okay, that may not seem hard, but I'm going to actually perfectly imitate what a rattlesnake sounds like. And, you know, I'm not going to do the looks because I think if I were to shake my butt on camera, like a rattlesnake shakes its tail, I think that this video would get removed very quickly. And I don't want to traumatize anybody with that sight. So I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm just going to make the sound. Next one that we have on the list is a giraffe sound. Sounds like a demon. I sound like an angry dog who's in need of food. You know, don't starve, dog. Why would you do that? Why would you do any of that? Stop it. So the last one on our list is going to be a bird, and the bird that I can come up with is an eagle. Okay. Anybody who's able to discover a trait like this is truly incredible because they found something that not defines them, but something that expresses skill and hard work that they put at their biggest interests and their highest endeavors. So we should always, you know, reward this and say that this is incredible instead of pushing it away or saying that it's too weird or too, you know, whatever word people like to use to distance other people from themselves. We're all humans. We all came from the ground, from the water. We all came from trees. I think that's actually how the biological history of humans work. We all grew out of trees.